This session is getting recorded. In case if you want to refer to any of the recording, you will get access towards the afternoon. You can refer to this recording later. Now, if you kindly use the chat box to post any queries that you would have in terms of the usage of the platform, or if you'd like to have more in details about any of the features and facilities that Algomojo offers, please post your queries in the chat box. We will start the session with a small presentation. After that, we will get into looking at what is Algomojo platform and what are the facilities and features which are available for traders and investors for using our facility for automation purpose. Yeah, my name is Lokesh. I'm part of the Algomojo team. So, welcome to the session on how to use Algomojo for automation of your strategies that you would have on various charting tools. Our platform is built to help traders and investors to automate the signals that you would be generating for placement of orders. Right. We will start with a small presentation and then get into the platform usage. Kindly use the chat box for any queries that you would have. Yeah, see, Algomojo is basically a bridge provider. Like we act as a bridge between your charting tool and your broker. We have integrated with close to 30 brokers, all the major names, all the major brokers. We have done the API integration. So, in case if you have an account with any of these major brokers, you will be able to use our platform. Now, in case if you're looking for data feed, if it is, you will need to subscribe for data feed from any of the authorized vendors. Yes, we are franchisees for global data feed and also true data. Now, in case you would like to take subscription of these, our team will be able to help you out. Kindly get in touch with our team. I'll share you how to contact us for any kind of support requirements, so that they will help you in terms of getting the market data feeds also. Are you able to see my display, my screen? Can anybody confirm? Yeah. Is my screen visible? Okay. Sir, I think somebody is not able to see my screen. The screen is visible. I request you to kindly log out and log in again so that you will be able to see the screen also. Okay, okay. Yeah, so we will look at what are the key features and benefits that Algomojo provides in their infrastructure for traders and even for investors as such. Then we will look at how to do an integration using TradingView charting tool. Today's focus would be more on TradingView and how to integrate the charts from there, which provide signals to either enter or exit trades. What if you have any strategies or any studies that you would be running on TradingView, you will be able to automate those signals for placement of orders. So we will look at a live demo as to how to do that. Now, in case if anybody is interested in looking at, is anybody is using Amibroker, we can try and have a look at how to integrate with Amibroker software. The process is very much similar for both TradingView and Amibroker, and even charting also. We have tried to keep this platform as user friendly as possible. So, if anybody with a bit of computer knowledge will be able to use our platform and automate the signals that you would be generating in your charting tool for placement of orders. So, the advantage that we bring to you is that you need not have any kind of coding knowledge, or you need not have to have any source code of the strategies that you would run on a charting tool for automation purpose. It's a simple copy paste kind of creation that we have done. So all you have to do is copy and paste certain things onto your charting tool. Based that is also, you need not look into the source code or do any kind of changes in your codes for automation. Right. So we have, as you will see when we get to the actual integration, the process is very very simple. Just copy paste of one or two things. That's it. And again, it is a one-time activity. You need not have to do it every day. You do the setup once, and things can keep working for traders and investors day in day out. So it's our aim is to keep the entire process as simple as possible so that users will find it pretty easy to operate. Kindly use the Q&A box to type out any queries that you would have. Please raise any kind of issues or any kind of queries that you would have about the platform, or if you have anything particular to be seen in our platform, um, do let me know. I'll try and show that in today's demo. See, as I was mentioning, we are a bridge provider between your charting tool and the broker. So, what happens is we don't do much of processing at our end. So, which would help in terms of faster execution, because hardly any transaction happens in our platform. So whenever we get a signal, we just look at what is that the trader or the investor is trying to place orders for. We transmit those details to broker. So you will find that the signals to order placement happening pretty fast. So in terms of milliseconds or sometimes in nanoseconds also. So you will find a platform to be pretty efficient when it comes to signal handling and order placements. Because there is no overheads in terms of processing at our end. So it's just the bridge which picks the signal from your charting tool when it, as in when it is sent to us, and we pass it on to the broker. So the orders will get very fast, implemented very fast. Yeah. So in case if you are using, say, Nifty 500 kind of stock list, say from charting or from a trading view, you can do that. In case if you are using trading view, if you want to apply the signals onto a watch list, if you're running, say, a strategy, for example, a super trend kind of strategy in trading view, you want to apply to all the 500 nifty 500 stocks, you can do that. However, you will need a higher subscription model of trading view, which supports running strategies, a single strategy on watch list as such. Now, if it is charting tool, it is pretty simple. So there are people um, who are using more than 1,000, 2,000 stock list in their watch list created in charting. And whenever there's a signal for particular stocks, so those get generated and sent across to Algomojo, who will in turn place orders with your broker account. So you can use a watch list to place your orders from any of the charting tools. Like it could be Amibroker, it could be TradingView, it could be charting kind of environments. Yeah. So in case if anybody is looking at Amibroker, we can try and have a look at that also. We'll share a bit about our support structure. So whenever you need any kind of assistance in terms of implementing the strategies or creation of strategies, you can get in touch with us during the market hours, even after the market hours. So we work from 9 to 5 on all days, and on Saturdays also we are open from 10 to 6. So how to contact Algomojo support? I will be sharing those details too. Now, let's try and keep this as interactive as possible. Please raise any kind of queries using that you would have uh, in the chat box. I'll try and show the details and also try and answer your queries. Yeah, see, it is more of a regulatory requirement that the users log in every day as such. So, like into your broker account, you will need to log in. You will need to log in to Algomojo also. And also, what happens is, as a user, you might have multiple strategies created. Maybe that you don't want to trade all strategies on a daily basis. The facility that we have built in would require that you enable those strategies that you have created in Algomojo every day after the login. So it's a simple switch on and off kind of button which we have provided. So please log in the mornings and switch on the strategies that you want to trade. And any signals coming in for those strategies, the orders will get processed and it will be placed into your account. Yeah, ICICI Direct we used to support, but for more in terms of clarification on for and the new IP static IP kind of implementation, ICICI Direct has stopped taking any orders through API from us as such. So we are discussing with them. Maybe shortly that will also be available. It had been operational for quite a long time, and because of the new requirements that or new regulations that are coming in, they had put a hold on to the API integration. So they stopped it. But otherwise, in terms of solution, we are ready for using ICSI Direct also. Yes, FivePace is also integrated. Even Zeroda is integrated. So advantage with Zeroda also is that they have made their APIs totally free of cost. Earlier, they used to charge a subscription fee of 2,000 rupees that they have waived off. So, and the biggest advantage is that if you open a new Zeroda account with Algomojo as a referral, then the charges of Algomojo also becomes free of cost for life for you. So, in case you don't have an account with Zeroda, kindly use our website to open a new account in Zeroda with Algomojo reference so that there will be no additional charges towards API for you. Great. Thanks for the feedback. Somebody is saying that they've been using Algomojo for quite some time now, and yeah, it's working pretty well. So we have been in this industry for almost 8 years, and we have a large clientele. Our main focus is on building platforms and providing systems for users. We are not a advisory provider. Like we don't provide any suggestions or tips, so to say, what to buy, what to sell, when to buy, when to sell. Those kind of advisory services we don't offer. It is a bridging solution is only thing that we bring in. Otherwise, you could have any strategies, you could have any studies that you have been referring to for trading and investment purpose. You can deploy the same using Algomojo, and those orders or signals that you used to process on a manual basis can now be done automatically. So it's a one-time setup that you need to do in, say, charting or trading view, Amibroker kind of thing. After you do the initial setup, every day just log in and start the strategies. So it'll keep working for you. Unless and until you need any changes to be done in terms of parameters. We will look at those kind of setting of parameters in Algomojo and how to do the setups in TradingView today. Yes, we support all the Indian markets, segments that are provided in the Indian markets, NSE, BSE, and MCX. Of course, the platform is not yet integrated for trading in Forex or in crypto as such. So you can trade in stocks, you can trade in futures, you can trade in options. It could be indices, it could be stock options also. Yes. Yeah, I am definitely aware. See, max signals to be applied on a watch list is something which is a pretty unique kind of requirement which we had not anticipated. So you have brought it to our notice. Our development team will definitely is definitely working on that. It could take some time. As soon as it is ready, we will let you know, sir, so that you will be able to apply the same logic onto the signals that you would receive from or you would be sending from charting as such. Yeah, there are some queries. Yeah, if you are using Finvacia, yes, we have done integration with Finvacia also. And in case if you want to share your signals with, say, three other accounts, yes, it's definitely possible. So you can generate the signals for entry and exit of, or buying and selling of any stocks, and the same things can be replicated with any of your friends and families with whom you would like to share these signals. It's a pretty simple process that we have implemented. You can use it to share with your friends and families. Yes, we have a detailed write-up as to how to do the integration or how to do the setups for various brokers or for various strategies in our websites itself. I will take you through that when we get into the actual demo of the platform. Yes. So in terms of copy trade, it's a simple process. What we can do is I can share you the link as to how to do it, and in case if you need any assistance, our team will help you out. It's a simple process to be followed. All the users need to have a broker account and also a subscription from Algomojo. Once you have that, it is just it has to be done in the same manner as to how you place the orders for your account. If you want to add some more people to the same strategy, then you will need to add a couple of more steps so that the friends and families would also get the same signals that you're trying to process. Let me try and see if we can do that in a demo today. Otherwise, there's a small write up, pretty easy to understand. I'll share that with you. Have a look at it. In case if you need more guidance, we are there to help you out. Yeah, see, again, I would like to specify that we are just a bridge, so we don't do much of processing. So there's any no processing time involved as such. So you will find a platform in terms of the execution speed to be much efficient and much faster. It happens in milliseconds kind of time frames as such. So all we do is pick up the signals that you would be sending from the charting tool, and we will look at what is that you're trying to place orders for, whether it is stocks or futures or an option. We pick up that those details and send it to your broker for execution. So all your processing happens at your charting tool. It could be Amibroker, it could be charting, or it could be TradingView. All your strategy or code, all those things are running there, which could uh, which involves a bit of processing, but in our end, there's no processing involved. Yes. Now, coming back to the presentation. So, we are a web-based platform. We don't have any app for our software. So you can use any browser, and you'll be able to access all the features and facilities provided in Algomojo. And you can the platform is built to help traders and investors for seamless processing of the signals and order placements, and we have integrated currently with most of the popular charting tools like TradingView, Amibroker, MT4, charting, those kind of tools which are popularly used by traders and investors. So we have done the integration. So any strategy that you would have, you'll be able to place those signals for orders using Algomojo. We support multiple brokers. Close to 30 brokers have been integrated so far. We'll keep adding more brokers. Kindly let us know in case if you have any specific brokers which you don't find in our list. We can try and approach them and get the integration done. Whatever codes are required or whatever modules are required for automation, we provide it in our website itself. All you have to do is just copy paste them and in TradingView or charting or Amibroker, and then do the setup. And it's a one-time activity, and after that, it can work. It'll keep working for you. Yeah. Our aim is to keep the entire process as simple and as user friendly as possible. Some of the key features would include things like you can decide what is that you want to trade. Like you are not bound by what is that we offer. It is you are deciding what is that you want to trade, whether you want to trade in equities, whether you want to trade in futures, or in options. It could be index options or it could be stock options. It is your decision how whether you want to trade using say ATMs or ITMs or OTMs, you can do the setups. You have that flexibility to choose. Or if you want to trade in a specific strike price for the day, you can do that also. You can use a static symbol in our system, and any signals coming in for the entire day, it can get processed on that strike price itself. Or if you are looking at ITM, OTM, you can do that. If you say that you want to take trades in ITM 5, so any signal coming in, we will look at what is the spot price. And if you have selected ITM 5, we will calculate what is the ITM 5 strike price and place orders for those. Yes, you can trade in commodities too. Yes, you can bring in any kind of option strategy, and based on a single signal, the multiple legs in option strategies can be taken up. Yes, yes. Then, if you're a buyer or if you want to write options based on the signals, you can still do that in our platform. Or if you want to hedge your main positions either by buying an option or by selling an option, you can definitely do that also. Then, if your quantity is more than the freeze limits, we will take care of the order splitting kind of requirements. And when it comes to risk management, we offer users to set their targets, stop loss, and trailing stops, stop losses. And these can be in terms of points, or it can be in terms of uh, MTM, or it can be in terms of percentage also. So if you are trading in futures and you want a certain percentage as set as target and stop loss, you can do that, or you can put it or place the targets and stop loss in terms of points. Suppose you're trading in Nifty futures and for a day you're looking at 100 points as target and say 25 points or 30 points as stop loss. You can set those kind of parameters also, and in Algomojo itself. So whenever the target or stop loss is reached, the trades will get executed or the positions can get closed as such. Yes. Also, you can set the time when you want to trade. Now, there are a lot of traders who not like to trade in the um, first hour of the session because of the volatility. And if you want to start your trades after that, you can say that, okay, process my signals after 11 o'clock. So you can tell Algomojo to do that. So any signals coming in before 11 o'clock, those will be ignored. And after 11 o'clock, any signals coming in, that will be processed as such. Yes. When we get into the actual platform usage, I'll show you the difference in terms of percentage points and M2M, how to set those in terms of targets and stop loss shortly. See, we are, you can look at TradingView if you are a beginner in terms of using algo trades. For advanced users or people who have experienced or used Amibroker, which is an excellent software, gives you a lot of flexibility. You can use Amibroker. You will need to have live data feeds. We are providers for data feeds also from Global Data Feed and True Data, or otherwise there are a lot of other data feed vendors in the market. You could subscribe for data feeds and run your strategies in Amibroker. And charting is another tool. In terms of subscription, you will need to have subscription for charting also, and also for trading view. And in terms of Amibroker, the software itself is free of cost. Only charges would be your data feed. So of course, Amibroker, we would suggest to people who have got hands-on experience in terms of using the software, though it offers a huge flexibility and a lot of facilities as such, but uh, you will need to gain that experience by using the software and learn all the facilities and features which are available in that tool for effectively trading and investing using Amibroker. But otherwise, it's an excellent tool as such. Yeah. If you are using TradingView, you can set your levels on the chart itself for entry and exits. We will look at those samples also, examples also, how to do that when we get into the actual demo using TradingView. So if your level for entry is met, the order can get triggered, and if the targets are hit, the orders can get closed, or the positions can get closed, or if the stop loss is hit, this positions can get closed. How to do that? We will definitely look at it during today's demo. Yeah. Now, coming back to the presentation, we provide a paper trading facility for all users. Up to 6 strategies you can check or use the paper trades for. Now, paper trade facility is extended for all users, basically to understand the system as to how it works, how the Algomojo platform works. We would not recommend it to be used as a backtesting tool or a forward testing tool. However, we would suggest that please start with the paper trade. Look at how the orders are getting placed, whether the orders are getting placed as per your expectations. In case if it is not, then if you might need to change some settings in the Algomojo platform, do those changes and see if the orders are getting triggered as per your requirements and getting placed. After you get convinced that the orders are flowing as per your strategy, as per your requirements, as per your expectations, then move on to live trade as such. So paper trade is more to test the process, test the platform for the usage, and not meant to be used as a forward testing or a back testing tool as such. Yeah, yeah. In case if you're trading, if you're a swing trader, you have facility to roll over the contracts. So you can set the rollover to happen at a particular day. Say, suppose you want to do the rollovers 5 days before the expiry, you can do the setting. At a given point in time, it can roll over the existing portion. It will close the existing portion and take up the new portion for the next contract. As such. Now, you can set the number of signals that you want to trade for the day. Suppose you say that you want to trade 5 trades only. So, and beyond that, if you don't want to take any new trades, the system will stop it for you. So, or if you want to take all the trades in a day, it is definitely possible. In case you want to limit it, that's also possible. Now, for option traders, like people who want to do synthetic trade kind of strategies, you can set all the legs. You have the flexibility to set up each of the legs. How to do that? There's a detailed write up. I'll share you the link. Kindly go through that link for how to do the setup. And based on a single signal, the multiple legs in any of the option strategies can get executed. You can receive notifications on Telegram for orders or signals that are getting processed as such. Now, when it comes to the you can trade in equities. You can for intraday or even for a delivery based kind of implementations, or you can trade in futures. It could be NSE, BSE, or even commodities, and you can trade in options. It can be any of the options that are currently available, including options for commodities. You can trade in them. You can trade on based on a dynamic option or even a static option also. Now, we have integrated close to 30 brokers. This is the list of brokers with whom we have done the API integration. So, in case if you have an account with any of these brokers, you can start using our platform. Now, for all users, you get a trial period for free usage for 7 days. After that, you can go in for subscription. Now, kindly make use of the trial period, experience our platform, and in case if you find that we are able to bring value to your requirement, in case you find that our platform is suitable for your trading and investment journey, then you can get into subscription of Algomojo. Now, we also offer a facility wherein you can get the Algomojo subscription free of cost for life if you open a new account with any of these seven brokers. So it can be LS Blue, Dhan, First Stock, Fires, Goodwill, Upstock, Zebu, and Zeroda. So if you don't have any account with any of these brokers, request you to kindly open a new account using Algomojo. I'll show you how to access that. And once the account is opened, the APIs or the usage of Algomojo platform also becomes free of cost for life as such. So for your automation purpose or API trading purpose, there'll be absolutely no charges. Almost all brokers they don't charge for any API except Zeroda. They used to do. Even they have also have made it free of cost. So for retail users, the APIs based trading is there's no additional overhead or the additional charges as such. There's no absolutely no hidden cost. Whatever levies are there, it is all the brokerage and the other government uh, taxes which are applicable for the trades. Otherwise, there's no other cost that you need to incur for because of Algomojo as such. Now, when it comes to automation, it happens in two parts. One is you do the first initial setup in Algomojo as to where you define what is that you want to trade, whether you want to trade in equities, futures, options, it could be in NSE, BSE, MCX, any of these segments that you want to trade. And once you define those, you look at, say, for example, TradingView, and do a setup in TradingView for the strategy or the levels or the studies that you would have as a one-time activity. Both in Algomojo and in TradingView, it is a one-time activity that you need to do. The initial setup that you need to do. After that, things can keep working for you without any intervention. Yes. So what we will do is we will look at the platform and then get into the API, trading view integration part. So this is our website, algomojo.com. And in algomojo.com, you can go to use this tab called open account. Once you provide your name, email ID, and phone number, and select the brokers, as I was mentioning, there are seven brokers listed here. Use this, whichever broker that you would like to open a new account with, and it will take you to the broker's webpage. Complete the process of account opening, and once you get your credentials in terms of user ID and password, you are ready to use Algomojo free of cost for life. There will be no additional charges. Yeah, see, in case if you're a Python programmer, you are in coding, we have published our library. You could refer to those libraries and build your Python-based codes in case if you're operating on your own. And in case if you need any assistance in terms of coding for TradingView or Python or for Amibroker, we do take up this activity at an additional cost. So you will need to send an email to us giving the complete requirement in terms of what should be the entry conditions, what should be the exit conditions, or whatever risk management, whatever tools that you require, whatever features that you require. And based on the feasibility, we will come back and let you know what should be the cost and timeline involved. And after that, you can take it forward. I'm not very sure if there are any repository in NSC or BSc for Python-based kind of activity. We'll need to check that. Yes, but Algomojo does provide the library for people who would like to do Python-based coding as such. Yes. So once you have an account, all you have to do is go to this login page. It'll and select the broker from this drop down. For today's demo, we will be using TradeGenie as a broker. So all you have to do is log in with the same credentials which your broker would have given in terms of user ID, password, and authentication factors. There are no separate credentials required because of for Algomojo. It is same broker provided credentials that you will be using. So select the broker and update the user ID and the password and the TOTP. update the PTOTP here. So once you log in, the user interface is the same, irrespective of the broker. So you can create a watch list, and you can, if you want to place any orders from here, you can do that directly. And the what you see is a summary page. On the right hand top is there are a few tabs like orders and trades and positions and holdings. These would give you the details of all the orders placed, whether it is manual or through API, all trades taken place, and all the positions open, whether through API or which you take manually. Everything will be listed under these headings. And on the left side, you will see a lot of tabs. So the first tab is My API. When you are using it for the first time, it will ask you to generate the API, and all users get 7 days trial. And once you use our platform and you would like to continue, you can go in for a subscription. So please use the trial and experience our software. If you find it to be useful, you can do the subscription. There are various methods of subscription. One is a monthly, other one is half yearly, and yearly. On a yearly basis, if you look at it, works out to 500 rupees per month kind of fees that you will need to, or cost that you would incur towards the platform, Algomojo platform. And again, if you open an account with any of the 7 listed brokers, then even that becomes free of cost. There's no charges for using Algomojo as such. Right. Once you have your APIs, the next step is to define what is that you want to trade. That we do it from this tab called My Strategies. Now, somebody was asking about how to, regarding the documentation as to how to use the brokers or how to do the setups. All you have to do is go to this place called API. So it will show you if you click on the brokers, it will give you the login process for brokers. So if you have any of these brokers and you would like to understand what is the process that you need to follow for doing the initial setup, you have to just select the broker. It will show you a small. There's a video and there's also a write up as to how to go about doing that. Yeah, there's a small video which will explain how to do it. Say, for example, this in this case it is 5 paise. If it is Zeroda, then you have to create get their APIs also. How to do the entire process is all given in our documentation itself. Kindly go through this tab. So you'll find it under this tab called APIs. Once you select the APIs, you can go to brokers and select the broker, login process to the broker, and select the broker and understand the process of doing the first time setup as such. Now, somebody is asking about the Python based codes. So again, you can look at API. If you go to API section here, there's a library here, Python based version 1. So it will give you the complete details as to how to place an order, what are the codes to be used, what are the JSON formats to be used. All documentation is provided here. So if you're a programmer and you would like to run the strategies using your programming knowledge, you can refer to this library and incorporate any of the features and facilities that you would want from here. Right. Now, coming to the usage of the platform. So once you have this, the next step is to define what is that you want to trade. That we do it under this section called My Strategies. Go to My Strategies, and when you are doing it for the first time, you will need to, or when you open this page, this will be completely blank. And once you start creating strategies, it will always be available for you, and you will need to use this tab called new strategy and define what is that you want to trade. For example, if you want to trade in Nifty futures, what are the things to be updated? Let's try and do that. So let me set it up for Nifty futures demo, 13th December 25. And there are some rules to be that we have identified based on various market feedbacks and strategies and requirements, and we have narrowed it down to about 5 rules. So what are these rules? We will understand it more when it comes to when we look at a chart. Basically, there are rules like long only, short only, long plus short, buy sell, long plus short, buy sell, short cover, and stop and reversal. This is a very important requirement, and it has a right rule has to be selected so that your orders get placed as per the expectation. Now, what are these rules, and how, way to use which kind of rule is dependent on the kind of strategy that you're running. You'll get a brief idea about what each rule does when you hover the cursor on the rule as such. I will explain in detail when we open a chart, right? So kindly bear with me till then. So for the first demo, we'll be using super trend in TradingView. So for super trend kind of strategies, we'll need a rule called stop and reverse. So super trend, many of you would have seen or used or heard about. It is a strategy, very popular strategy, and it is always in trade. Either it is long or short. So if you have any strategy which with a similar kind of thing, which is like it is always in trade, either long or short, then use a rule called stop and reverse. Now, once you define select the rule, you will need to select the segment. For in we'll be checking it out for Nifty futures. So I'll use the second tab called futures and option, and trading symbol. If you type in the first few letters of the symbol, it'll give you a list down. Select the instrument from that list as such, and order type can be NRML or MIS. So you can, if you're a day trader, use MIS. And price is always market. There is limit order is currently not available. It is still under testing. So once it is made available, you will be able to use limit orders too. Yeah. Now, yeah, how to add multiple legs? I'll show it to you. Now, and then next step is to choose the number of lots. Suppose you want to trade in say 50 lots, you can say 50 lots. Then these are some basic requirements that you will need to define, right? Once this is done, you are more or less ready, unless you want to make some more additions to the strategy that you're trying to run. If you are looking at setting up targets and stop loss, you can do that from here. So you can say that in terms of target, you can set either in terms of percentage, points, or enter. Now, how do these work? For example, if you say select percentage, and you're trading in futures, and you want to take a target of 1% for the future. So Nifty future, you can set that as 1, and stop loss, if you want to keep it as again in percentage, and a stop loss of 0.25%. So you can define that here. So what it does is, after the entry is taken, we will monitor what is the target and stop loss that you have set here. And if the target of 1% from the time of your entry is achieved, then the position gets closed. Or if the stop loss gets hit, the position goes against your trade, and it hits a value of 0.25% in terms of the entry value, then the stop loss will get triggered and the position will be closed. Now, either you can set it in terms of percentage, or in terms of points also you can do it, or even in terms of M to M. Suppose you say points, then you can say that, okay, for Nifty, I want 100 points as the target. So whenever 100 points is hit, I want the position to be closed. And in terms of stop loss, you can again be a combination of points or percentage. Again, if you want to set it in terms of points, you can say that, okay, I need a stop loss say of 15 points. So whichever gets hit first, the that position will be triggered, or that signal will be triggered, and the position will be closed. So or it can be in terms of M to M also. Suppose you say that, okay, for the day I have a target of to do say 5,000 rupees, and I don't want to incur more than say 2,000 rupees loss. You can do that by setting in terms of M2M. So you can choose M2M instead of percentage of points. So we will look at from your position entry. If you have got a profit of 5,000 rupees, as soon as 5,000 rupees is achieved, we will send the orders to the exchange through your broker for closing your position. mind you, there could be you may not exactly get 5,000 rupees because market, as you're aware, it is pretty dynamic. The price keeps varying every second, every tick. So there are instances where you get a better realization. There are instances where you could get a slightly lower realization depending on the volatility on that at that point in time. So, but we will trigger as soon as say 100 points target is achieved as from your entry point. Yeah. So all your strategies that you would be running is trading view. Now this is independent of the strategy. It is only thing that we are trying to define here is that what is that you want to trade. Whether you want to trade in equities, futures, or options, commodities, or BSE, NSE. That is what we are trying to define here. Now, in terms of what time frame you're running on, whether it is 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, it is all dependent on your strategy in the charting tool that you are using for signal generation, right? So, yeah, now things like how to limit maximum portion of one per stock symbol. Yes, I understand your requirement, but such facility as of now is not available. Now, we are pretty open to ideas. In case if you need any new facility, all you have to do is go here and ask for a feature. You can say that, okay, at any point in time, I want, say, if you're trading in Reliance, I just want one signal of Reliance to be running at any point in time. I don't want multiple signals of Reliance to be taken or multiple orders placed for a particular stock. You can ask for those kind of facilities using this tab called Ask for a Feature. We will look at how feasible it is to implement, and then if we find that it could bring in a lot of value for the traders, investors, we will get that implemented here. So kindly, if you find something that is of specific requirement for you, ask for that features. We will come back and let you know whether it can be implemented or how much time will it take. See, when it comes to trading using watch list, we would recommend that you use percentage because uh, um, the if you select points as such for each stock, then the movement of each stock price would definitely vary. Suppose you keep 10 points for say Reliance and all these stocks as such, then as target, then that may not be an optimum kind of target for say a stock like HDFC Bank, or it could be Paytm. So you might for volatile stocks you might need to have a higher point in terms of targets and stop loss, and for low volatile stocks you might look at a lower points in terms of targets and stop loss. So when you're trading using watches, our recommendation would be to use percentage rather than points as such. Yeah, you can do in terms of M2M also. Now, when it comes to watch list, you in the watch list itself, you will be able to add in terms of what are the targets or stop loss that you can do. Even M2M, yeah, M2M is also a good indicator in terms of stock, either in terms of percentage or even in terms of M2M. So that could also, yeah, be a better option. But don't have a common points kind of target or stop loss for stocks in the watch list as such. Either going for percentage or M2M based. Yeah, coming back to the strategy that we are creating. So, in case your strategy itself is taking care of targets and stop loss, you need not have to update any of these sections. And all by default, the system is designed to take all the trades. If you want to limit certain number of signals, that you can set it up here. If you want to change the start time and end time, you can do it here. In case if you want to roll over, you can do those kind of settings here. But the basic minimum requirement that we would look at is you have to define what is the instrument that you're trying to trade, whether it is Nifty, Bank Nifty, it could be Reliance, it could be Paytm, any of these stocks or equities or futures or options, and how many lots you want to trade, whether it is intraday or MIS. So these are some basic details. Once you define that, you are ready to move into the next step in terms of doing the setup and automation. So once you update these details, you can just do a save or submit them. And once it is submitted, there's a webhook URL which will be very unique to this strategy that you're trying to trade. So we will be using this webhook URL in all the charting tools, which will by which we will come to understand what needs to be done when it comes. There's a signal coming in for a buy or a sell. So when when you're running it on TradingView will send a service. Suppose there's a buy signal, they will send a buy signal along with the details of this webhook URL. So when we receive this webhook URL from TradingView, we will know to which customer it belongs to and what is that he's trying to trade. We'll interpret it from that and then accordingly place the orders. Right. So after you do that, just go back here, and by default, it will be in inactive state. You will need to enable for paper trade or live trade. So select the paper trade, check if the orders are going properly, and then move forward as such. Right now, somebody was wanting to know how to add multiple strategies. So you can create the next strategy. For example, if you want to create one more strategy for Bank Nifty, you can do that. Or if you want to hedge for this Nifty future with an option kind of trade, you can do that. You can again say new strategy and define what is that you want to hedge it with. So those kind of things are possible here. Yeah, when it comes to the Algomojo platform users, we have more than 10,000 users who have already used our platform, and we are sufficiently geared up to handle any kind of traffic generated, any kind of number of users that are using our platform. See, your strategy performance is dependent on your backtesting and the kind of results that you would have seen in the strategy that you're running. We are only a bridge, so we help you to process those signals rather than determining how profitable is your strategy as such. That you have to understand or do a backtest and check it out in your charting tool itself. What is the success rate in terms of how profitable these strategies are, or how the parameters for evaluation of the strategy when it comes to, say, you know, a profit factor or Sharpe ratio or drawdown, any of those parameters. If you want to test it, that you have to do it in your back testing studies. Yes, TradingView does provide back testing details. We will show you also. No, we don't provide any predefined strategies as such. We depend on you to get the strategies and run it using any of these platforms, TradingView or Charting or any of them. We don't recommend or we don't suggest any strategies. Yeah, suppose you want, there's a buy signal coming in and you want to sell an OTM3 and also buy. So you create one strategy for buying or selling the put of OTM3 and create one more strategy for buying a PE at OTM5 and club them together as a group. So when you are using say multiple legs of the uh, options, then you'll need to group them. And based on a single signal, both OTM3 and OTM5 orders can get executed. Yeah. For example, we have created something called Nifty for trading a leg, or we created a strategy for trading in futures. Suppose when there's a buy signal coming in, you would like to hedge that with, say, a PE. How to do that? So let's create one more leg here and say that it is NF hedge. Okay, and we will use a similar rule, and which is stop and reversal. And here we will say OTM, dynamic options, and here we will say again Nifty, and expiry we can select, say current month, and here you can say OTM 5, or if you are selling OTM 3, then you can say OTM 3 you want to sell, and here you can say hedge selling or hedge buying, for example. Sorry. Say if you want to hedge it with, say, OTM3 kind of option, you can say hedge buying. So when a long signal is generated, you'll take a long trade in Nifty future and hedge it with a PE as such. So you create these details, and suppose you want to have an equal number of uh, lots, so 50 lots. So update this and say submit. Name already exists. So let me change the name. Yeah. So you will see these two strategies here. One is for Nifty, trading Nifty futures, and the other strategy is for trading, hedging it with a PE as such. OTM3 is what you selected. Way to group them is, you have to go to this group section. There's something called My Strategy Group. Go here, and you can create a new group. Let me add that. So it will give you the list of all the strategies that you would have created. We will select it from here, Nifty future, and add that to the strategy where we had said that Nifty future, sorry, not this, sorry. Yeah, we have a Nifty future and to hedge it with OTM3, right? And we can give a name saying that it's a Nifty hedge and do a submit. Do a submit. Now, this will create a separate webhook URL which is meant for triggering group orders. So we will need to use this group's webhook URL in TradingView or in Amibroker or charting. So whenever there's a long coming in or signal coming in, it will take an entry in Nifty future and also hedge it with a PE also of OTM3. Now, to test it out, how we do it is once you've created this, go back here, and this is the strategy that we just created. You can say paper trade, and you can generate a signal from here itself. You can say buy and look at what happens to that order. So let me then, I created a buy signal here. You can do it manually also. So, or you can send it from your charting tool. So for testing purpose, I've triggered it manually. See what happens to that buy signal. As you can see here, this is the strategy that we just created, and we have generated a manual buy signal, and you can see that the orders have been placed for futures and hedge, and these are the orders that are placed, and the position is this. You can see this is Nifty future, and this is OTM3, which is the PE. So any buy signal coming in, the future long has been taken and hedged with a OTM 3P. That is what we wanted. That's how you can test it out also. So this is how you group the strategies that you would like to trigger with a single click of a button or single signal that would come from your charting tool. Yes, it can take, when you get a sell signal, it will take a short position in futures, and it will take a CE as a hedge. That's right. You can, so if there's a, for example, again, we can go here and then do a sell. Let us see what happens. So we have generated the sell signal manually. You can see what has happened to these orders. The sell signal has been generated, and these are the orders that have been coming. Then you can look at what are the orders that are placed, and in terms of position, you can see that a short position in Nifty's future is taken, and it is hedged with a CE of 26,300 because OTM 3 is what we have looked at. It has closed the PE and taken the CE. See, if you're doing a positional kind of trade, then the P&L would be referring to the swing trade position. When suppose you have taken a position on Friday, on Monday afternoon when you're looking at it, what is the profit or loss running on that on those trades is what will be shown. If you've done any, and also it will show you the M2M for the day. For swing trades, P&L, and for M2M, it is the day's profit and loss as such. Now, in case if you have any strategy and you're looking at an environment to check, you can do a paper trade and then check uh, the for the profitability and whether the orders are getting executed as per that. See, paper trade, you can run up to six strategies at a time. Okay. And there's no limit when it comes to live orders. You can have any number of paper trades or any number of live trades. See, M2M or P&L details for the day, you'll be able to see it here, and you can download it. You will need to download it every day for these kind of reports. We will have a facility shortly in a new release that we're coming up with, wherein you will be able to download the historical data also. So this is how you do a grouping as such. So based on a single signal, CE or PE can be hedged either by buying CE or by selling PE or CE as per your requirement. See, if I understand your query, when it comes to, say, for example, here, signal, say for example you're running it in TradingView, so there's a long entry, we get a buy, and this when the reversal there we get a sell signal, right? So the TradingView will send only one signal, buy or a sell. So these will be used for placement of orders. So futures can be bought and options can be sold. Those kind of things happen from our side as such. So from TradingView you will send, or Amibroker you will send just one signal as such. So, because we are using stop and reverse as the rule, it will close the existing long portion and it will take the reverse portion. Suppose if it is only long, then it will close the long portion and not take the reverse trade. So, depending on your requirement as to whether you want to run both long and short, or only long or only short, the accordingly the positions can be taken. If you're running only short, then we will process only the sell signals and ignore the buy signals. So, sell when it comes, we will take the short position, and when the buy comes, the short position will be closed and no new buy position will be taken. We'll wait for the next sell signal to come in. Yeah, you can send your signals from Python also. Suppose you are running Python program and you're running, then you need not have to depend on any of these. If you want to use our strategies, the method, or if you are just sending the signal of buy and sell, you will follow the same process. Or if you want to bypass the entire Algomojo platform and then directly place orders in terms of your broker, that's also possible. You're controlling all trades from your Python itself, that's also possible. So you have to refer to your Python library, the Algomojo Python library, and accordingly send the relevant details for execution of orders. We will honor whatever your signals that you're sending. Right. So, coming back into this, so once you create these strategies, the next step is to do the integration and the uh, chart. The way, so let's look at TradingView. Now, in case of TradingView, if you have any specific strategy to be tested, let me know. I'll try and use that for the demo. Otherwise, we will be using SuperTrend as the strategy for uh, checking for today's demo set. So method of doing that is you'll need a subscription for TradingView. The free version doesn't support the webhook URL, so you need to take the subscription of TradingView, and once you have the webhook URL enabled, you will be able to do an automation. So you can bring in any strategy that you would have in TradingView as long as it is giving buy sell signals. You will be able to automate it. Right. The method of doing that is pretty simple. First, select the instrument that you want to trade. We will look at for the chart purpose. We will look at the crypto, Bitcoin, as such, only for getting live signals. Not that you can trade using the not you will not be able to trade in crypto. Just for signal generation, we'll open that chart because those markets are open today, and select the time frame that you want to trade in. For example, 1 minute. Let me not look at this. Let me. Yeah. So this market is open. So select the instrument that you want to trade in. It could be Nifty, Bank Nifty, or Reliance, any stock or any future chart that you want to trade in. The next step is select the time frame and then load your strategy. For today's purpose, we'll use Super Trend. I already loaded that. Let me make it visible. So once you make it visible, as you can see here, you will be able to get the details of all the trades and your back testing report, all that will be available here. Analysis, how many trades were taken, what is the overview. This is where you will be able to see the backtesting details. Depending on subscription that you have for TradingView, the number of candles that would be considered for backtesting would vary as such, right? So look at for backtesting the this report, and once you find that you have a strategy and you've done the backtesting and you want to trade as per that, you can load that strategy here and create an alert. So alert creation is, so after you select the instrument and the time frame and the strategy, go to these three dots on the strategy and say add an alert. So it will open a pop-up box like this. So go to the message box. Whatever is there by default, remove that and add this content in the message box from here. So open your strategy here and use this code. For strategies, you'll need to use this code, copy this and paste it here. I don't think it did not copy properly. Let me try and copy that again. Yeah, paste it here and give it a name. Say, for example, NF demo, and go to notification. By default, if there's any webhook URL, remove that and take the webhook URL from the strategy that you just created from here. Copy this and paste it here. That's all. So this is one-time activity that you need to do. Say create. Once you save this, it will be visible here on the right panel, right side panel. So as you can see here, this is created and it is available. It will wait for the next signal to be triggered. So whenever there's a signal coming in, it will send the buy order to Algomojo and we'll place order into your account. It is as simple as that. There's no other thing to be done. As you are aware, TradingView is running on cloud. So once you do the setup, it will always be there unless you say stop it or delete it, delete the alert from here. So do this activity for one time, and it is running in cloud. And do the setup in Algomojo, and create a strategy as to what is that you're trying to trade. That's it. So nothing else to be done. So every day morning, try and log into your account, say as close to the market open hours as possible, say around 8:30 onwards. Log into your account. Don't do it pretty early because the brokers would be doing their maintenance activities, and they may not provide the token relevant for the day if you log in very early. Suppose you log in at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, you're traveling or you're abroad. If you log in very early, that token that they would have given will not be relevant, and orders will get rejected saying that invalid session. So don't log in too early. Do it as close to market open timings as possible, and come to the strategies section. All your strategies that you are running will be in inactive state. Enable it for live trade or paper trade based on your uh, testing. Suppose you have done the paper trading and find that all orders are going through as per your requirements, then shift over to live trade. Enable this for paper live trade. Then all you have to do is just close this and then enable for live trade. That's it. And after that, you can close your computer, or you can shut down the browser, shut down your computer, but don't log out from here. So don't go here and log out. If you say log out, then any signal coming in will not be processed. It will be ignored. If you don't say log out, but close your system, or your internet is down, or you're not in front of your system, not a problem at all. So TradingView will be sending the signals for buy, sell from the cloud to Algomojo, and we will process all the signals coming in and place orders as per whatever definitions you have done under this strategy. Say in this case, it is futures to be traded for 50 lots for swing trading. We will keep this as the reference and place orders as per your requirements mentioned in this strategy. Yes, yes. Okay, the procedure is the same. Suppose you have an ATR base. Here, what we had looked at is super trend. Suppose you have a different system, say an ATR based system, where the entry and exits or stop loss or targets can be triggered. The process is the same. Load your strategy and create an alert. That's it. The procedure is the same. So it can be any strategy. It can be ATR based. It can be something like half trend, alpha trend, UT bot, whatever, whichever strategy that you're running. As long as they're giving the buy and sell signals, you'll be able to send it to Algomojo for execution from your chart, and it'll orders will get placed. So any queries on this? Anything specific anybody would like to understand? Yeah. So your strategy that you're running will be able to tell you whether it is a buy signal or a sell signal as such. As you can see, this is running on a short mode. Here there was a buy and here there's a sell. So we might get a buy signal now. We can just wait and watch to see if we get a buy signal and how that order will get placed. We can check that. Yes. Yes, good question. Suppose you are running 200 FNO stocks, you will need to create a watch list of that 200 FNO stocks, and you can apply the super trend strategy on that watch list itself. However, you need to have a higher subscription of trading. For example, let me just show you. If you go to the pricing list, uh, Here, the essential and plus plan, they don't allow watch list alerts. You will need to look at premium or ultimate kind of subscription. Premium allows two watch lists to be created, so you can have 200 plus 200 or 300 plus 300, whatever, any number. There's no limit in terms of the stocks in the watch list. So, suppose you have two watch lists and you're running two strategies, it's possible. If it is more than that, then you will need to look at an ultimate plan, which supports up to 15 watch lists. So on each watch list, you can apply different strategies. So, but it's possible, yes. Otherwise, if you're trading in, say, single stocks or few stocks using TradingView, for each of the stock or index, you need to create a separate alert. The process is the same for creating an alert. So if it is say Bank Nifty, open the Bank Nifty chart, load your strategy with the time frame that you are running with, and create an alert. When you're creating an alert, it will pop up. There's a pop-up message box. So go to message box and update this code and update the webhook. That's all. It's a one-time activity that you need to do. After that, it will be always be available. You can either keep running it or you can pause it. That's possible. Or delete it entirely, depending on your requirement. It is there. If you stop it and say you don't want to trade for next 15 days, year end kind of thing, then you can pause it and again say start in the mid of January. Yes, it's possible. But it is there for you. So it's one time is where you need to carefully do the setups and test it out using paper trade. And once you are clear that the orders are getting placed as per your requirements, then enable for live trade and you're good to go. Yeah, dynamic symbol in the watch list. It's coming in the next release, definitely. It's a matter of time. We are also waiting keenly. It should be getting updated pretty soon. This month is what we are looking at for releasing. Yes. See, you can add a say if you go to your strategy, you can add a notification. Yeah. So you can give. You will need to go to Telegram app. Say Telegram. I think I already have that. Let me just check. So there's a bot called Algomojo bot. Just go to this bot and say slash my chart chat ID. You'll get an ID. Just copy this ID and paste it here. Yeah. And you can get a notification whenever there's a signal or whenever there's a getting an order placed, or if you want both the notifications, you can enable both of them. Normally, once you say signal processed, you can do a submit and it will show you that there's a notification. So whenever there's an order getting placed, it will tell you that a buy signal is placed or sell signal is placed, or there's an error, you will get that error. That's it. And in case if there's some error in the order placed, then you will be able to read it from here itself. See, it is got rejected because no open paper trade position available to square off. So if there's margin shortfall, it will tell you that order got rejected because of margin shortfall. Or the session is invalid, that is you're logged in very early, the token was not refreshed, it will tell you that invalid session, whatever is the reason. Or if there's a quantity mismatch, then it will tell you quantity mismatch. So you'll be able to make out what is the error, what is the reason for rejection of that order or that signal. You'll be able to find out from here. If you go to status and hover the cursor on that, it'll tell you what is the reason why it is rejected. Right. So this is one method of doing it, and somebody was asking about, say, level based entry or exit. Suppose you have taken a manual entry, a long portion, and you want to have a target and stop loss running from the chart because you're not sitting in front of the system. So you, whenever the level is reached, you want the order to be closed, you can do that also. Way to get broker API logs, and is this same as status? Yeah, you will be able to see all the broker placed orders from here also. If you go to orders, it will tell you if you are placing a live order. It will give you all the details of the live orders. It could be API, it could be manual, both, and from there you'll be able to match the reason for rejections or find out the status of each of the orders also. Some brokers give you the tab or tag from which you'll be able to identify whether it was a web-based interface or whether it was a manual order. You'll be able to make out from that. It depends on the broker's terminal to which you are referring to. So some brokers have seen that they put in a tag saying that web-based or API. So it becomes easier for identification. Yeah. Next is, suppose you've taken an entry and you would like to set the state target and stop loss on the chart itself. You can do that. Again, it is a one-time activity. Wherever you want to place an order in terms of price based, all you have to do is right click on that and say add alert. It will ask you to update this pop-up, wherein you can say that if the price is going to crossing up a value of, say, for example, here we are at, say, 19,000, 90,000, say 400. Okay, I want to sell only once it has to be triggered. I go to the message box and update this with a sell kind of action. Go to Algomojo here and to my strategies. Under my strategies, you have these codes. So scroll down here and come to indicators and copy this code of sell and paste it here. You can say that it is level based target and upload the webhook URL for that strategy. I'm keeping the same one, so I'll just save it as is. So as you can see here, yeah, there's a dotted line with a right pointing arrow. So if the price hits this level, suppose you're taking a long entry here, and if it comes to 90,400, it is at 90,315. If it hits 90,400, this open portion which you would have taken will get closed. Will get completed, or I mean, the portion will get closed. Now, this is again a one-time so this you can use it for target and also for stop loss. Now, for how do we do it for stop loss? Once you created this, right-click on that and say clone. So the same details will be copied. Go and edit, do an edit here. Instead of crossing up, you will say crossing down. A value, for example, as we'll keep that 90,200. And instead in the message box, instead of buy a sell, we will say buy. Or it can be sell also. You've taken a long entry and you can keep it as sell and save this. Here we can say it as stop loss. So you can see there's one level at 90,200 which will act as a stop loss, and another at 90,400 which will act as a target. So, so now what has happened is you got a buy signal from the super trend. So you can see from the log here, there's a buy which has got triggered. Let's look at what has happened to that order. Come to Algomojo and go to my signals. As you can see here, there's a buy which has got generated at 11:27. That's the current time. And look at the orders. The three orders have been placed because the freeze quantity is, or the total quantity is higher, and a long portion is running. Yeah, long portion is running. So yeah, we're coming back here. So you can set the target and stop loss also. And these are, you can keep it as dynamic. So you can keep moving it up or down also, depending on if you feel that the market is going to trend up, you can move it up. We had kept it at 9400. Now it is at 9435. Either you can drag and drop, or you can also um, edit it here. You can go and keep this value as, say, 500. So whenever the price hits this 500, the open position which is taken here, it can get closed. Similarly, stop loss, you can move it up or down depending on, suppose you want to trail it. So as the price keeps moving in your favor, you can keep shifting it up. Yeah, see, way to find the JSON, it is pretty simple. So if it is a long position, the target that our stop loss that you're looking at is a sell. So all you have to do is go to Algomojo, go to these strategies where you had this, then come down here and go to indicator section. You have these the JSON formats. So when you're taking a long position, you want to set the target and stop loss. Use the sell code, this JSON. If it is a short position, then use this code. If you're running a short and cover, also you can use these JSON codes. See, quantity as of now can't be determined. It has to be a prefixed. No, it can't be dynamic. So yeah, how to add multiple accounts. Now, if you're copy trading and you want to share these signals for your friends and relatives, then you can add them or give them access. The method to do that is, once you create this strategy, go to this section called Publish My Signal. Yeah. There's a disclaimer, you need to accept that. And from here, you can select. I'll need to disable the strategy. Let me disable this and then add. So here, suppose you have a friend who has got an account in Zerodha. You can click here and say add his client ID, and you can give it a validity. Suppose you want to share these signals till the end of this month, and say you add the follower. What will happen is your addition will go to the client, your friend, and he will need to accept it. That's it. Once he accepts it, he would have a similar kind of thing, seeing where the signals coming in for this strategy, whenever there's a buy or a sell which keeps coming, it will go to his account also. You can add multiple of them. Suppose you have multiple clients, one in say Finvicia, another one in Goodwill, another one Zeruda, another one in Tragedy. You can keep adding them up to, I think, 10 users. Yeah, maximum 10 followers can be added, or 10 users can be added. So whatever signals you're coming in, they will need to again create. They will have the flexibility also to determine what is the quantity that you want to trade. Suppose they want to trade. Suppose you are trading in 50 lots. Your friend wants to trade in say 100 lots. Another person wants to trade in 5 lots. They can vary the quantity, and they can vary the symbol also. For example, if somebody is wanting to trade ATM, they can select ATM. Somebody wants an ITM, they can do that. OTM, you can. Each user can have different kind of settings. That flexibility is provided. All you have to do is add them as your strategy sharing or copy trading kind of users, and the signals coming in for this, for example, the strategy of Nifty, it will keep going to them also, and whatever settings they have done for say trading in Nifty or options or ATM5 or OTM5, it will get orders will get placed as per that. So this is another method of keeping your stop loss and targets. So once you create them, you can keep changing them. It's a one-time setup. So these are some good advantages in TradingView. So you create them once, and it is always available for you, and you can easily generate or shift the levels. Yes, that's right. Suppose you're sending a signal to your friend who has got a broker account in Fires, and you have it in Zerodha. So his order will get placed in Fires. Or somebody has it in Zebu, they will get, or their orders will get placed in Zebu. Or if all of you are in the same with the same broker, for example, Zerodha, all orders will get placed in Zerodha account in their client ID as such. Yeah, we're expecting it to be released sometime this month itself. It's long overdue. The final testing is happening, so some more additions in terms of facilities and features are getting tested. So we should be ready this month end for the release. Yeah. Now, if your friend is getting an error, then he has to have a subscription from Algomojo also. So either a trial or a subscription has to be taken from Algomojo. Suppose there are you plus three more people are trying to trade, then all of you should have a subscription for Algomojo. Trading View, you can have one subscription based on which you are getting generating the signal, but all the other three friends need not have to have Trading View subscription. Only one subscription of Trading View, but all of them should have subscription from Algomojo. Ask your friends to take the trial period. You'll be able to add them definitely. Any other specific things that anybody is wanting to understand? Look, see if you are having a broker account for multiple brokers, um, and suppose you, sorry, let me rephrase that. Suppose you have you are trading in Zerodha for yourself, and you have one more account in say Fires. So use as of now you will need to use different browsers. Say for Zerodha, use Edge, and maybe Firefox for another broker, and third broker you can use Chrome, those kind of things. A new version will have different instances of Algomojo running with the same browser. That is what we are trying to implement also. So using the same browser, you use different tabs for say logging into different accounts. But currently, it is that you have to use, say, it is browser specific. So one browser you can use for Zerodha, another browser, say Chrome for, say, TradeGenie, and Firefox for, say, Upstock. Uh, you will be able to log in uh, for each broker using different browser. See, if you have it in Excel, there's no way we can read, or your Excel can transmit the data for order placement. So you will need to either set it up here, like this on a chart, or you can put the values in terms of uh, targets and stop loss in Algomojo. Say you go here and then edit and say, for example, you have a target of 100 points, you can update that here, say target of 100 points, and stop loss at say 0.1%. You can update it here and save it. But, it can't take it from Excel directly. Okay, point taken. In terms of sorting, we will update our development team to look at enhancing the sorting facilities as such. No, algorithm will not be able to support. Yeah, if you're running Python, then you can specify which stock you want the orders to be placed from the Python code itself. It can take up those orders, can get processed for those stocks or indices in terms of quantity, in terms of any other parameters that you're running in Python can be used. Buffer percentage, currently, it is more specific to some of the brokers. Not everybody is providing the buffer percentage in terms of orders, price execution. So I don't think we will have that as a facility in our next release. Maybe it could take some more time. Sure, sir. You can discuss with our team after this session. I'll ask them to contact you, or you can get in touch with us. How to get in touch with us, I'll let you know in the shortly. Yes, sir. Any other specific thing that anybody would like to understand in terms of the trading view or uh, Amibroker or um, Algomojo platform? See, if you are trading at one way of limiting the maximum open positions or maximum orders is if you are trading using a single stock, then not a position problem. You can say that, okay, I don't want to take more than one trade for this chart or five trades for this chart. It can limit it. But if you are running it on a watch list, then it is a limitation. It's still currently not available. There's another feature that we are working on. Yes. Yeah, if you have Amibroker, it is pretty simple. All you have to do is you have to have a strategy. For example, let me. So you can load your strategy. For example, let me try and load a strategy. For example, this is a strategy in a 5 minute. So it keeps it similar to your super trend, always in trade, either long or short. All you have to do is load in those modules. So I have preloaded the module, drag and drop it here, and right click on this and say parameters and update the webhook URL. That's it. The webhook URL, what we just created here. Here for this strategy, we had this webhook URL. Copy this and paste it here. And you can say algo mode enable. That's it. So you can see that algo status is enabled, so you can bring in any strategy in Amibroker and drag and drop the module and update the webhook URL. So whenever there's a buy or a sell signal getting generated on the chart, the orders can get triggered. It will be sent to Algomojo for processing, and it will get placed into your broker account. It is much more simple. All you have to do is drag and drop the module, like what we saw in when we are creating a strategy. On the right side, if you see this Amibroker, It will give you all the modules: long only, short only, long plus short, stop and reverse, or button trading also. So you just drag and drop the copy this code and save it as an AFL in Amibroker, and then do a drag and drop onto your strategy. It will get loaded. For example, say if you look at another blank chart on a price chart, let's look at a price chart. Bring in a price chart, and then you can drag and drop a button module. For example, here there's a button module. Update the webhook URL in this place and enable the strategy. So you have four buttons: buy entry, buy exit, sell entry, and sell exit. So when you click on these buttons, the order will be sent. Suppose you're watching the screen and you want to take an entry or an exit, you can just at a click of a button place the orders. Sure, sir. For charting, it is very similar to like what we do in Amibroker. All you have to do is copy paste the webhook URL and check this, set the status as buy or sell. That is it. You're done. I'll try and do a demo, or we have a demo module. I'll ask them to share it with you, sir. Yeah, get your point. So you can use the trailing stop loss kind of thing. Currently, to move it to, let's say, buy price based on a certain percentage move or point move is not yet available. You can use a trailing stop loss method, which could keep trailing your profits. Yeah, as of now, moving it to stop loss or target, yeah, it is based on price or percentage or MTM only. Good point. We'll take your feedback and tell our team to work on the uh, break-even point to be another facility. So at least you're protected when it comes to the adverse movement, to not to incur much loss, at least to cover it at your cost. So, if there are no other queries on this, I'd like to share a bit about our support structure. So you can contact. We are available from. Yeah, currently download of all the signals is limited to the particular day. A new version could will be able. You will be able to do it for historical the earlier days also. So, in terms of support, we are available from 9 to 5 on all trading days, and on Saturdays from 10 to 5. You can get in touch with us on WhatsApp, which is 8105572233, or you can call us on 8550 That's our board number. Or you can raise a ticket from our website itself, or you can send us an email. These are various methods of getting in touch with us for any kind of assistance that you would need during the market or after market hours. Uh, kindly use these facilities to touch base with us. We'll be more than happy to assist you in terms of any clarifications that you would have in terms of our website and how to use them for your trading and investment journey. If you have any other queries, do let me know. My name is Lokesh. I'm part of Algomojo team. My email ID is lokesh@finfolab.com. And if you have any coding requirement, kindly send it to us. No, sir, M2M graph as a facility is not being thought of as of now. Maybe later. Yes. And if you have any coding requirements, either in TradingView or from a broker, you can send me an email. We have a blog, extensive blog, which gives you details of all the features and facilities that can be used in our website. Kindly refer to them. It is algomojo.com/blog, and our website is algomojo.com. Do let me know in case if you have any queries or any clarifications. If you have, I'll be able to answer them. Otherwise, have a nice weekend. And we try and do these sessions every Saturday. And in case if you have any specific thing to be seen, either you can bring it up during the session or you can tell us so that we can be prepared for such demos and the weekly Saturday demos that we do about our product. Every Saturdays, the timing is the same, 10 to 5. Um, so last 2 weeks we did not have the session, but we would going forward every Saturday we would have it from 10 to 10 o'clock onwards. Normally it takes about 1.5 2 hours depending on the client, the user's requirements and queries that we have. So it is planned for next week. Thanks again. We can close the session if there are no other queries. Have a nice weekend. Thanks again. Sure, sir. Could you call us on our office number, or I can ask? I didn't have your number, so that I can ask a team person to call you and speak to you. If you could share your number, I can ask them, sir. Yeah, got it. Got your number. We'll ask them to call you, and we can have discussions. Thanks. Thanks. Have a nice weekend. We'll close the session for today.